Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
swimming,
basketball,
netball
and athletics,
you'll see this logo.
It's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
and you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Well, hello everybody and welcome along to the graveyard here in downtown Kurri Kurri. It is round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League. Here this afternoon we have the Macquarie Scorpions in 5th spot, currently on 8 competition points, taking on the home side, the Kurri Kurri Bulldogs, who are after 10 rounds currently in 6th place on 6 points. So we're going to be in for a fascinating rugby league clash here this afternoon, and to take us through the next 80 minutes of rugby league live here on Bar TV, I'm joined by Morgan Campbell. Good afternoon to you, Morgan.
Afternoon, Pete. Very good game in Prospect this afternoon. It's one of those games that both of those teams need to win. If Macquarie can get the points today, they'll go 4 points clear in the finals places. If Kurri were to win, they will go from last a few weeks ago to win the finals places themselves. So there's plenty on the line today.
Yeah, definitely plenty on the line today. Let's go through the top 5 coming into round 10 of the competition for everybody that may not be across the standings. Currently, Western Suburbs Rosellas, they're in 14 points on the competition ladder. They're in outright first. Cessnock second on the ladder on 13 points. We then have Lakes dropping back into 3rd place on 12. Then South's in 4th on 10, while Macquarie Scorpions are currently on 5th position of the real NRL ladder on 8 competition points. The Kurri Kurri Bulldogs, as I mentioned, on 6 points on 6th spot, while Maitland and Central round out the ladder after round 9 of the competition. So a lot to play for, I guess, for the Kurri Kurri Bulldogs here this afternoon, for them to get their way back into the top 5. I know for and against will come into it. So not only do they have to beat Macquarie here today, Morgan, they have to beat them convincingly on for and against. Can you see them doing that here today?
Well, they had a pretty wobbly start of the season, did Kurri, but they're starting to come into form. They had a lot of new signings. It might have taken a bit of time for them to get it together, but the last few weeks they've been impressive, and knocking over Lakes showed that they can beat anyone in this competition. They've been close plenty of times. They probably should have got the chocolates against Macquarie a couple of weeks ago. I think there's every chance they can win today. This is going to be a cracker.
It will be a cracker, and we're not too far away. The game is scheduled at 3 o'clock, so we're counting down to kick-off. We're just coming up to 2:58, so we're only about 120 seconds away from the match. You just spoke about the knocking off Lakes United. They knocked them off by 34 points to 28. The Kurri Kurri Bulldogs last weekend, while last week in round 9, Macquarie overcame the Central Newcastle Butcher Boys by a margin of 22 points to 14. The Kurri Kurri Bulldogs, well, they averaged 23 points in attack coming into round 10 of the competition. The problem, well, not so much a problem, but something that the coach, Williams, is very wary of, I guess, is their defence in 2015. They've been able to concede, Morgan, 27 points, and I guess that's the story of their tale this year so far. Yeah,
it's the same for both teams. This could be 100 all today. Both these sides love chucking the ball around, and both of them can get a bit wobbly in defence. But I think, Peter, that both of these sides, if they go on a run in an open competition like it is this year, could be there in the finals and could make a difference. Macquarie and Kurri, they can both use the ball. They're both good attacking sides, and both can go on a run of form. So if either of these sides make the semis, and you'd think one of them will, there's no guarantee they won't be there on Grand Final Day.
And of course, Grand Final Day this year, Morgan, will be at Hunters Stadium. What's your take on that? Are you in favour of the NRL taking the biggest game of the year to the Newcastle Knights and the Newcastle Jets home ground?
Look, I'm a bit of a fogey with these things. I used to like the experience at number 1. There's nothing like getting a big sunburn and being 100 metres away from the ground. But having said all that, Hunter Stadium would be a much better facility. It'll probably be more comfortable for the fans. Probably has a little bit less character, but it'll be a very comfortable facility for the fans and for the commentators as well.
Yeah, speaking of commentators, you're coming along. I understand we might even get you to call a few games on that day. I think that'd be fantastic. Of course,
for a small fee, you never know.
Looks like I'm covering the whole day. No, but you'll be there. And of course, Bar TV will be telecasting not just the first grade grand final on that day, but also the entire day. So I think the games will get underway probably around 10:30 that morning, and we'll go right through live until the final whistle, which will be about 4:45. So as we see now, the Macquarie Scorpions coming onto the park. We might go through the Scorpions as they'll take to the field today. At fullback is Nathan Cantor. On the wings is Matt Hay and also Diallo. Teeson Vivali Eli and Randall Briggs in the centres. The 6 and 7 is Andrew Subner and Michael Moran. The back rowers and the second rowers look this way. Matt Jeffrey, Chris Hyde, Adam Swadling, Josh Schmiedel, Simon Allen, and locking the scrum in jersey number 13 is Blake Gallen. The interchange for the Scorpions, Blake Chaffee, Isaac Briggs, Khan Youngkey, and Jordan Noble. The referee this afternoon is John Taylor. The touch judges are Tom Taylor and Brendan Callender. So a father and son combination going around here today at Kurri Kurri.
They're actually in reverse, Peter. Last week, Tom Taylor had the whistle and John Taylor had the flag at St John Oval. So they've swapped back around. Seniority has taken place again. So we've got John refereeing and Tom on the sideline.
Let's go through the Kurri Kurri Bulldogs. At fullback is Bradley Manton. On the wings is Kyle Smith and Lachlan Hill. The 3 and 4 is Tim Bennett and Damien Walters. The 6 is Ryan Walker and Terrence Cucu. Mick Hampton in 8. Ben Wyborn, he'll go to 19. Gilmore in 10. Stevens in 11. Abraham in 12. And the goal kicker in 13 is Mitch Cullen. The interchange for the Bulldogs is Peter Cronin, Brock Harmer, Corey Holman, and Justin Peterking. And at the moment, we're just observing a minute's silence for Judy Wilson, who operated the canteen here for more than 30 years. A real loss for the Kurri Kurri Bulldogs and a life member of the club. There we go, a minute's silence observed there from the passing throughout the week of Judy Wilson, who I mentioned operated the canteen here for well over 30 years.
Beautifully observed minute silence, wasn't it, Peter? I think it's a recognition that Newcastle Rugby League and community sport all around the country doesn't operate without all the Judy Wilsons, the people doing the jobs that people don't see. So a lovely moment of silence there.
So referee John Taylor about to get us underway for the Newcastle Rugby League. This is round 10, 2015, and the ball goes deep down into the 10-metre zone of the Scorpions, and they bring it back and they charge back into the defensive line. And getting up there was Allen. Of course, the hooker this afternoon is Chris Hyde. He'll be looking to lead them around along with Andrew Subner and Michael Moran. Just on Michael Moran, the Scorpions halfback. He's come up with 26 individual points here in 2015. So Morgan, we've seen the first penalty of the day coming to the Scorpions, 10 metres out from the halfway line.
Yeah, just a bit of holding down in the tackle there. This was the story when Macquarie played Kurri just a couple of weeks ago, of course, in that round 3 catch-up game. Both sides had a bit of problem with discipline, and in the end, it was just Macquarie who did the little things a little bit better in the second half that got the points. So that's very important today for both of them.
So this is Subner coming out wide, finding Moran. He gives it away now to Cantor, and he's going to be shoulder charge into the ground there from Tim Bennett. Good offload in him as well. This is Vivali Eli. He's down the sideline. He offloads the pass. They're keeping it alive. They go straight through. This is Moran. He's still going. He offloads it. Back to Cantor. And he's going to be wrapped up about 10 metres out from the goal line of the Bulldogs. He'll play it back now. It comes back to Hyde. He finds Gallen. He gives it away to Moran. He fires it away this time to Subner. A metre out from the in-goal area. Macquarie on the attack. Where will it come now? It comes back to Jeffrey. And he's going to be wrapped up, ball and all. Fourth tackle now for Macquarie. Look for the kick. There it is. It's into the in-goal area. Pressure for the Bulldogs. They're not going to get back into the field of play. Goal line dropout. Lachlan Hill. He had to surrender Morgan in goal.
Yeah, very good bit of play. The Macquarie halves are pretty crafty. They steer the side around, and they can come up with those good options close to the line. Sumner and Moran, probably one of the cleverest halves pairings in the comp, I'd say.
Well, it's all been the Macquarie Scorpions. After 2.5 minutes here on the Bar TV scoreboard, the goal line dropout. It's an absolute ripper. It finds Subner. 40 metres out. He offloads the pass. And they come storming back up to the Bulldogs' 30-metre line, and playing the ball there was Matt Jeffrey. Back through the middle, this is Allen. He rampages his way down to the 30-metre line, and the defence gets off him. He'll play the ball, as you can see there, from the tight shot. It comes back away now to Hyde, giving it away this time. Back on the infield to Schmidl. He beat one. He beat two. He picked up 2 tries last week against Central as well. Very electrifying ball runner, as you can see. They come out wide. This is where they're dangerous. Great hands. This will be a great try if they can get over. Diallo on debut has scored for the Macquarie Scorpions. Oh, let's have a look at that on the replay. Great hands, thereby the lethal attacking weapon.
Yeah, Macquarie, they love to use the ball, and they love to use the whole width of the pitch. And that was the story there. Out to the wing, plenty of good hands. Royce Jeffrey's terribly powerful out there, and he was strong enough to get the ball away. No surprise at all to see Macquarie scoring in the corner.
Well, that all came from the goal line dropout as well. They went 40 metres on the fly. And then as we roll the replay for Bar TV, we'll pick it up around here, which is 15 metres out from the Kurri line. Just look at this to Hyde, giving it away to Sumner. Great pass. Now look at this ball coming up. Look at that beautiful hands off the ground. And on debut, Diallo, Malik goes over. They score first blood here at the Graveyard. 4-0 on the Bar TV scoreboard.
He had a bit to do, the new man, didn't he, Diallo? Had to pick it up off his bootlaces and get himself over the line. Very smart piece of work.
In front of the Fanatics over there on the opposite touchline to where we're broadcasting this match. So a fantastic start for Macquarie. They lead by 4 points to 0. Can they turn it into 6? No, they can't. The kick goes to the left-hand side. So no change here on the Bar TV scoreboard. I'm with Morgan Campbell. Macquarie lead after 4 minutes by 4 points to 0. Well, we just haven't seen Kurri in good field territory yet. We haven't even seen them, have we, in possession?
Haven't seen them have the ball, that's right. And if you give away penalties and keep letting them down your end, you're going to concede points. It doesn't matter who you are. So Kurri need to get onto the ball and get their discipline sorted early here.
So here we go. The kick again from the first try of the match to Malik Diallo. A proud moment for the winger. Came into the squad throughout the week after sort of tapping around the edges of the squad for a number of weeks. And Barry Moore has decided that round 10 would be his opportunity to shine. And hasn't he done just that with that brilliant try after 4 minutes here in the Newcastle Rugby League. This is Simon Allen. Takes a tackle there of Stevens. They release him. Up towards the 40-metre line, they charge again. Well, if you just tune onto the coverage, the Bulldogs haven't been able to get to the football yet. It's been a dominant display so far here from the Macquarie Scorpions. This is Blake Gallen, also picked up a try last week over Central. They exploit the short side. The kick will go towards the 10-metre line. Picked up by Bradley Manton at the back. Got a bit of traffic in front of him. He got away from Subner. Puts the foot to the accelerator, Morgan, and he finds the feet there of Blake Gallen.
couple of slippery fullbacks playing today, Nathan Cantor and Bradley Manton, both very quick, very agile, and it only takes half a gap for them to get through. So they're going to be key men for both these teams today.
Let's see what they're going to launch in attack, not just for themselves, the 13 members on the squad for the Bulldogs, but a couple of thousand spectators that have come up here to the graveyard to watch their beloved team here in the coalfields take on the Macquarie Scorpions. The Bulldogs, after round 10, as I mentioned, they've played 9, they've won 3, they've lost 6. Currently 6 points on the competition ladder. Taking on this side with the ball, the Scorpions, who are currently 5th place on the ladder. They've won 4, they've lost 5 on 8 competition points. A win today for Macquarie will cement their spot in the top 5, leading into round 11 of the Newcastle Rugby League. This is Schmidl. He takes it towards the halfway line. Defence gets off him quickly. Referee said that was okay, all that.
Oh, we had to think about it.
Yeah, he nodded his head a few times, but he thought, no, I'll give that one away. No penalty that time. Here's the kick, angling towards the touchline. It's going to sit up. They're going to kick it ahead through Manton. Well, that could have been an absolute tremendous effort, and it is an effort. Now, I'd like to see that on the replay, because that ball was going to dribble over the touchline, and he knew if he was going to get down and take the ball, he would have probably been bundled into touch. So he had to put the foot to the ball and pray to God. As we look at this, angling into touch. He had to kick it because he knew that Hay was over there to chime through. So that was absolutely brilliant play there by the Bulldogs as they come back to the halfway line.
Yeah, dear, oh dear, that's the sort of play. You're either a genius or an idiot, but it came up well for him there. A little bit of soccer skills along the turf. Well played, Bradley Manton.
Now this is Wyborn. He giving it away to Cullen, and he takes it inside the Scorpions territory for the first time, and this will even help their cause. They've got a penalty off the whistle of John Taylor. 40 metres out from the Scorpions line. Well, if they ever wanted a drink, if they ever wanted a chance to go on the attack, they're going to get it here. And they're just going to take the tap here, Morgan, and take it forward through Brock Gilmore. He takes it to the Macquarie's 30-metre line.
Yeah, first opportunity for Curry's attack here. They've got plenty of weapons. They often play with 4 halves here. They've got their ordinary 6 and 7, but then Wyborn and Cullen want to get involved as well.
This is Wyborn. He takes it towards the 10-metre line. 4 points to 0. Curry looking to get back into this clash. It comes back to Cullen. He finds Walker. On it comes to CU. Great tackle there.
Hit of the year.
On Jay Stevens.
Hit of the year. I'm calling it.
This is the ball carry and loss of the match so far. Ball spills out, picked up by the Scorpions, Morgan, and they counter-attack back out to the 30-metre line.
I tell you what, Steve Maddai would have been proud of that one. That was a bone rattler.
We've seen some big hits in Newcastle Rugby League this season, but that was just a crunching one. Take a look at this. Bang! Briggs. That's who it was over the top from the defensive line.
Yeah, on Jay Stevens there. I wouldn't mind being Jay Stevens' chiropractor after that shot.
He'll be in cash for a few weeks, if not months, after that one. As we see now, swaddling to the halfway line. Taylor says, get up and play the ball. So this has been a frenetic pace here to start round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League. The kick goes away there from Smith. He's dropping back at fullback, picks up the dribbling ball and runs straight into the defensive line. Led, of course, there by, Randall Briggs.
You notice there, Sumner again hit the turf as there's a penalty here to Curry. The last 2 kicks from Sumner, they've both found the turf in good field position. That's what he's very, very good at, giving them the ball where he wants them to have it.
So throughout the clash here on the live stream, as Terence CUC, as you're about to see, putting the right boot to the ball, we'll be going in and listening to our man, as you can hear in the background there, John Taylor. And, of course, adding a little bit of atmosphere to the big clashes as well. So we might just keep it at that pace because it sounds nicely, doesn't it, coming through the headphones. And you can hear the impact as we see now playing the ball there. It's Wyborn who will give it away to Terence CU. He gives it away to the prop, and that is Campton. He picked up a try last week against Lakes, and he's on his back there, 40 metres out from the goal line. Comes away to Terence CU. Great short pass there. It comes away to the veteran in Abraham, and he takes the shot there of Chris Hyde. Quick play the ball now for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs. Which way will they come? Back to Terence Siu. He cuts out one. He finds Bennett. He's got his winger. He's still going, Bennett. He falls at the feet there, about 12 metres out from the goal line. Here come the Bulldogs. They play it back away down to Walker. He now finds Terence Siu. He straightens up. He gives it back to Cullen, and he's going to be cut down there. Ball and all tackle. One of them over the top was Chris Hyde. Comes back there now to Wyborn, giving it away to Terence Siu. He kicks it in the in-goal area. They'll have to play at this. They'll have to play at it, all right. It's going to be a goal line dropout. Great kick there from the Kurri Kurri Bulldogs.
Yeah, and a good bit of, well, he certainly didn't panic there, the three there, Teese and Favielli. He must be on Valium.
Well,
he let that go just as late as he could leave it and finally had to pick it up at the last minute.
Well, I think if you have a chance to replay that throughout the week, the fence was everyone's worst nightmare there, because if he didn't want to play at it, because I thought for a moment the Kurri Kurri Bulldog player thought he might have crashed his head into the fence, but they've got the result back, and this is him charging forward. This is Campton, and he's going to play the ball back here about 15 metres out. This is it on the replay. Let's just have a look at this. It was the last tackle. Just keep an eye where the ball and the dead ball line is and the advertising on the fence. I think you'll find it was the perfect outcome as we come back to the live shot here, Morgan, and their tackle there 10 metres out from the line. This is Cullen. He gives it away to Wyborn. He comes to commentary side. They've got an overlap. Good tackle there on Abraham. Ball and all tackle. 5 metres out from the goal line of the Macquarie Scorpions. Looking for their first point of the match here. CU's got to go back and pick it up. Well, I thought that pass went backwards, Morgan, but the referee, Taylor, has said he's dropped the football. Scrumble back down. 10 metres out from the Macquarie goal line.
Yeah, it seemed to just go over his shoulder, didn't it? He might be a bit unlucky there, Terence Siu. Get a scrum here. I reckon they'll be grateful for it. Here's the replay. It was Cullen out the back to CUC there, and that's what we've been talking about. Cullen will get involved in playing the ball. This is the standard you've set. But he sort of threw it over his shoulder there.
Well, the man with the ball.
It looked to go behind him. Probably a bit unlucky.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
That's leg wide. Head in. Push it through, let it in.
Barrymore and Macquarie will be certainly relishing that missed chance by the Bulldogs. And I've got to say, they do look good in attack. They haven't been able to cross the line. But when they're down inside the red zone of Macquarie, they're certainly coming up with a few nice plays. Let's see what they can do here in defence, because they'll need to stop the momentum of the Macquarie side all day here. This is Blake Gallen spinning away from that man in Terence Siu and takes a tackle there of Walters.
All started by Josh Schmiedel there. He terrorised Curry a couple of weeks ago at Toronto.
Short side, this is where they're electric. This is Briggs. Great cover tackle there from Damien Walters. They continue to go up the short side. This might bring a penalty. No, says the referee. It's play on. Back to Diallo. He charges down to the 10-metre line. He got the ball back to Cantor. Cantor's close. Is he over the line? I think he might have scored. He has scored. Second try to Macquarie. They lead 8-0. Well, superb effort by Cantor. He had no chance of getting that ball down. And you know what? He had more than a chance if it's himself. He got the 4-pointer. Second try to Macquarie. 8-0. This will be an absolute must to go to the replay. And Morgan, you talk me through this, because I still don't know how he got the ball down.
No, neither do I. I didn't think he had a chance in hell, but there seemed to be a fair bit of throwing the ball around there from Macquarie again. They're willing to take chances. It's the same story every week with Macquarie. They're willing to chuck the ball around and take a chance on an offload. And sure enough, they opened it up here, as we see on the replay. A bit of work down the short side from Hyde. The ball came out. I wonder if there was a hint of a strip there. But then sure enough, Dealou was strong enough to get the ball away very late in the tackle. So that ended up being third phase play there. And Cantor in the wrestle, up against 3. Gets it down. Too good, too strong.
Oh, brilliant play there. Vaughan was over there along with Kyle Smith from the Bulldogs. He had about 200 plus kilos there over the top that somehow managed to get underneath all that weight and to get the points on the board for Macquarie. After 16 minutes, Macquarie leading by 8-0. Well, we just said they're lethal. An attacking weapon on the wing, isn't he? Malik Diallo, and the kick is a beauty So it's 10 points to 0 here on the Bar TV scoreboard. 23 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, Kurri need to steady here. This is similar to what happened to them against Cessnock. They come out before they know it, they're 10 points behind. In that game, they managed to put 24 points on unanswered, so you never know. But they just need to steady on, start getting to their kick, and stop giving away penalties.
Good.
Just a reminder, we've got the Tui's Cup presentation evening this year, penciled in for Wednesday, the 9th of September. The awards, like every year that's gone before us, will have the Player of the Year, the Coach of the Year, the highest point scorer, the highest try scorer, the Rookie of the Year, and the Representative Player of the Year, as well as the Under-18s rep player and the Under-16s rep player. That'll be on the 9th of September at the real NRL. As we see a great bust made again here from Schmidl.
Good.
Takes it down to the 40-metre line. Working it back through the middle, and Gallen giving it away this time to Allen. They cross the halfway line. This is Briggs.
Stand up, winger.
Cover tackle over the top had to be effective, and that's exactly what it was from the Bulldogs. As the Scorpions, that looked flat. Referee said play on. This is the last tackle now. They exploit the short side. Look for the kick. There it is. It's dribbling down to Manton, and Blake Gallen over the top assists the fullback to stand up in the tackle along there, of course, with Andrew Subner. 15 metres out from his own line. Now we see Morgan Damien Walters taking it towards the 30-metre line.
Yeah, that's right. They're looking a bit tired here, Kurri. There's about 8 of them around to play the ball. And that's what happens when you get so many offloads being thrown. There were 2 or 3 of them in that set. And what it really means is that instead of making 5 tackles, you've got to make 8 or 9. And that's what they've got to close down. Wrap the ball up and stop the offloads. Particularly from Josh Schmidl, who every time he runs the ball, like most of the season, looks like he's got spiders on him.
Over the halfway line they go. This game, an electric pace. We watched a lot of Newcastle Rugby League, but we've already had a quarter of the first half. We're halfway through pretty much, I should say. This is Cantor in his in-goal area. He's got to get back into the field of play. He's done that with absolute ease before he's been wrapped up all and all there from Tim Bennett. Now this is Matt Hay. Picked up a try, as I mentioned, last week also against Central. Looking to get one off the wing here today. Good driving tackle there coming from Tim Bennett there from the Bulldogs. Back there now to Blake Gallen. Stevens wraps him up. Plays the football quickly. That's one thing that we've noticed here today. That's why they've been able to get electric, play the balls away. And this is on the back of that. 40-20 if it goes into touch.
It'll be close.
There's a whisker in it.
He's going to give it, I think. Yep, he has. 40-20 from Chris Hyde.
Well,
they talk about Chris Adams, but I reckon Chris Hyde's got a legitimate claim to be one of the best hookers in this competition. He just gets out of dummy half and causes all sorts of trouble for Macquarie, and he's added the kick in there as well.
Well, that's off the back of a superb set. Quick play the balls, good go forward, and that kick was on string. So that will then set them up to be where they are. And that's 10 metres away from the Bulldogs line. Subner going across field, finding Moran. Overlap. Cantor. Centre is with it. Vivali Eli. They might give away a penalty here. It's a Shepherd. Penalty to the Bulldogs. 10 metres out from their own goal line. Well, he's got that one right, John Taylor.
He left that very late. I thought I heard him say play on there. He had a look and then he had a second look. So Kurri have got away with one there because Teeson Favielli was over to score. So they were staring down 16-0. It's a bullet dodged there for Kurri.
Well, unfortunately, off the back of this 40-20 right now on Bar TV, just have a look at this sensational kick. He kicked that there, Morgan. 35 metres out from his own line, and it went into touch, 19 metres out from the Bulldogs line. He's got it on string today, and Macquarie so far, very impressive. After 20 minutes of the first half here at the Graveyard. Back across the field it comes. This is Stevens. He takes it to the prop in Matt Jeffrey, and they wrap him up 40 metres out from their own goal line, which will come now away to Terrence Siu. He turns it back this time to Gilmore, and he's going to be wrapped up. Referee has seen a tiny knock on here, though, right on the 40-metre line. Well, we might have a look at that on the replay. That ball has just spilled out there. 38 metres out from the Macquarie line.
Yeah, a bit of a killer, that one. They haven't had much of the ball, Kurri, so they can't afford to be chucking it away when they do have it.
Let's just hang on to the ball, get out of here. Saw all that.
This is it here. Brock Gilmore taking the tackle there of Chris Hyde.
Wide leg,
Just
leg,
look at
wide leg.
the carry of the ball.
Make sure you're in there, Heidi.
What do you think about that one,
Heads
Morgan?
in lock.
Yeah, his hand's on
There's
the
your
ball
tunnel,
there,
push it
Gallen, but I
through.
think basically it just comes out. I think there's probably a bit of onus on the carrier to hang on to it.
Let him stand up. 15. It's good.
This is Matt Hay crossing the 40-metre line. Away this time to Schmidl.
2.
Wrapped up there
Hands
by
out.
Daniel Abraham.
15, get those hands out.
Of course, if you'd like to know a bit more about Daniel Abraham,
3.
log on to
2.
Bar TV's YouTube page. We did a midweek special with him and spoke about
4.
what it's like to be a rugby league player in the Newcastle Rugby League, of course coming from the National Rugby League and spending time with the Cowboys and the Newcastle Knights before coming here to the Bulldogs. He's been here for quite some time now. This is Randall Briggs.
Yeah, he's put a great shift in for Kurri as Daniel Abraham, back for another season, and they're grateful to have him back, I reckon.
They're good.
Swirling ball, never easy to take those ones, but Bradley Manton made it look easy, didn't he?
Macquarie.
Diffused the situation right in his possession, 12 metres out from his own goal line.
2. Leave us.
Taking it forward this time, it is the 2 tries hero against Lakes in Kyle Smith. They cross it now to the 40-metre line, and that's where they run out of gas here.
Hands
Of
out.
course, collected there by Matt
Wait, not
Jeffrey.
early.
That's the 4th tackle here for the
Not there, eight, not
Bulldogs.
there, eight.
Harmer up the short side, takes a shot there of Moran.
Play on. 4 done.
One left after this, as you can hear from Taylor. 4 done. Back to CU. Giving it out wide. This is Hill. He comes in off the wing.
5 last. Square
Tries
Nuggets.
to split them the ribbons there, but he couldn't quite do so. Wideborn says, boys, let's play it up the other end of the field. Dialu's got to play at it. It's come off his knee and into the dead ball line and over it. So another opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Well, he had no other option, did he? Dialu, but to put his knee to the ball.
Beautiful kick, absolutely beautiful kick from Ben Wyborn there. Just dinked it in, timed it perfectly, and you're absolutely right, gave him no option but to force another set.
Thanks.
It was either him, as you're about to see, off the kick-off Wyborn. Look at this pinpoint accuracy. Going back, he was back there with Vivali Eli,
No starts.
and then he just
Onside.
thought, okay, well, I'll just tap it. Bit of knee in there as well. So here's the
they're
goal
good.
line dropout. It's gone 51 metres on the fly, and charging back, it's Peter Cronin. He picked it up on his halfway line, and he's storming back to be crunched. 30 metres out from the Macquarie goal line. Here comes the Bulldogs. CU giving it back to Gilmore. He takes a shot there of Swaddling. Plays it centre of the field. Options left, options right. They come the short side. This is the commentary side. They've got numbers out here. Back away to Manton. Beautiful tackle. Ball and all around the legs there from Mannion. Moran, I should say. They come the shorter side again. This is Harmer. Well, they're inching their way closer. Is this the set of 6 that will get, which will get the Kurri Bulldogs back into the contest? This is Walker.
5 tackles. Leave him now.
And the 5/8 Drapple. 5 metres away from the line. Here's the kick. Will they charge it? Will they run it? Back to Gilmore. He's within 5 metres of the line. But it was the last tackle, Morgan. I don't know if he knew or if he wanted to back his own ability. But Macquarie have come down with it. 10 metres out from their own goal line.
Yeah, might have been a bit of miscommunication there. But not often you see the prop carting it up on last tackle, but a good set of defence from Macquarie. I noticed that the 14, Peter Cronin's on the field.
Yeah, he's
Now
holding,
back
he's
in
holding.
round 7 against Cessnock, he came off the bench and made a huge difference to the Kurri go forward. So he would be looking to do the same thing again today because they need it.
Wait, boys.
So this is Vivali Eli. He's the top point scorer for the Macquarie Scorpions. 4 tries, 6 goals.
Back here. 3.
28 points on the competition individual points tally. A superb knock
It's all
to
good.
the centre
Good.
3 quarter. Now this is Simon
Stand
Allen.
up. 4. Get up, mate.
25 metres out from the halfway line. Both sides
5, halfway,
going up
guys.
through the middle in
Halfway.
defence and in attack. Look
Good.
for them to come to the edge at every opportunity. They're going to kick
Outside,
just
back,
outside the
yeah.
40.
Give him 10.
Towering kick. Manton
10.
picking up the
Good to
pounce.
go.
Comes back and runs straight into
Tackle.
Blake Gallen.
Stand up, Green.
21 metres out from his own goal line.
He's good.
25
He's
minutes
good.
gone here in the first half.
2,
Macquarie
let it go
leading
now.
by 10 points to nil.
Wait.
Beautiful day here in Kurri Kurri. Top temperature of around 18, 19 degrees.
Release.
They're expecting the opposite tomorrow. Glad we're here on Saturday, not Sunday, Mr. Campbell. You would have had to brought your thermals out of the closet.
That's all right. I'm already dressed like I'm going to the Arctic Circle. I probably could have handled it.
You probably could have. Nice beanie too. Here's CU. He's in the sunshine, giving it back this time to Walker. He's away. Walker comes down to Cantor. He takes him on. He's still going. He's looking for support. No support came. Last tackle. Numbers to the right, look for the pass. Will they kick it? The flying wingers out there. They come down with it. Play on Macquarie to fuse it. Right on their own goal line. Well, he's knocked on. Interesting touch. Play the ball back to Macquarie. 10 out from their own line. Well, that was interesting here in the Newcastle Rugby League. We like plays like that.
Yeah, we do. Ryan Walker is a very strong runner of the ball. Last season he was with Central, of course, and against Curry he caused them all sorts of trouble. I think it's one of those cases, if you can't beat him, sign him. Because sure enough, there he was the next season in the Curry jumper.
I like that. Just like this replay. If you can't beat them, go through them, I guess, as well. Look at this. He came down to the fullback, took them on. He backed his own ability. He wanted to get over Cantor. But then from here, as we keep on rolling it, the kick goes out wide, and that's where it all came unstuck there. But a great initiative as we come back to the live shot now, as the Scorpions continue to bash and barge their way up through the middle of the park. And of course, Campton's in the tackle. Plays it back. They're going to kick inside their own 40. Kicking away from Manton. Manton says, you better go away and collect the ball, Lachlan Hill. He touched it, but it's gone backwards. So right call. He slips over at the defensive line before he's been hit hard there from Youngkey. Of course, this is his second match with the Macquarie Scorpions. Off the bench. Debuted last week. And Barry Moore had no hesitation but to put him back into the squad. So the Bulldogs, 6 points on the ladder, on sixth place. Not much splitting both of these sides. If you look at it, it's very tight on paper. This is Peter King.
Yeah, the public service announcement. The bumper is in.
Thank you. As they come back to the right-hand side. Any other time you've got a public service announcement, just feel free to pop in. Just pop in. Bob's above us. He might put the public service announcement over for the second time across the airways. Oh, my goodness, my microphone's gone off, but we'll stick with it. Here it comes back to Hay. He picks it up here, and he's going to be crunched here only 12 metres out from his own goal line.
The public service announcement probably wasn't needed. They all know who he is. They love him over there in that old boys stand.
Do you have many public service announcements up at the council, Morgan?
Oh, they don't let me on the microphone.
I can't believe that.
2. Stand up, 3.
Can't believe that.
Tackle 2.
And
Well,
not
actually,
many people, I suppose, can believe the Bulldogs are down by 10. Good tackle there
See you. Belter.
on Chaffee.
3. Wait.
He's a bit crook too.
Good tackle.
Looks a bit ginger, doesn't he?
Got him in the ribs, I reckon.
Outside.
That's better than where the cricketer ended it up the other night in Wales. Back to Hill. He now passes the halfway line. He was down for about 10 minutes. I felt sorry for him in the slips.
Yeah, I think 50% of the population did, Peter. Good charge back there from Lachlan Hill too. He got into first grade last year while they were ravaged with injury, but he's managed to stay there.
Good charging run by Peter King. He's away. He's got support. Back it comes. And Wyborn.
Back.
10 metres away from the line. Comes back to Walker. Good hands. Even better hands. Bennett. Back it comes to Manton. He's over. Manton has scored 3 tries last week against Lakes. He's picked up his first today against the Macquarie Scorpions. They're back in the match, the Bulldogs. It's not 47-10, it's 10 points to 4 on the Bar TV replay.
Yeah, it's the same story as Macquarie up the other end, willing to use the ball and chuck it about. Some good hands there from Harmer, and then Bennett. He was good enough to turn it back inside to Manton, and he had a bit to do, but got himself over the line. That's what the game needed, never mind Curry.
30 minutes of the match gone. Look at this on the replay. Lovely quick hands, good field work here. Nice play, good pass. The fullback always chiming in, and he's gone over the line and left Isaac Briggs for dead. Who was the 15 over the top.
Yeah, lovely bit of play. And that brings the crowd into the game a little bit here. When the crowd believe in Curry, Curry grow another leg, they can be terribly dangerous.
Well, here's the kick, but we'll go to the replay here. Look at that tackle on Shafi. As we have a look at the replay, Terrence, see you. Well, you don't see that often, do you? But you know something special is about to occur when you've got a halfback on a second rower, and the second rower doesn't want to get up off the turf.
Well, I noticed the second row is still on the field. I think having to go off after a hit from a halfback might have been too much for his pride to bear, so he's played on. He's just catching his breath behind the try line.
And there they are, behind that try line, top left of the corner, in the middle of the screen. It's Mitch Cullen. Well, he's kicked 15 goals coming into round 10 of the competition. 34 individual points. Mitch Cullen is the highest Kurri point scorer. Can he make it 16 goals if he can convert the try?
Beautiful.
He's bringing it back around. He's got it. He's got 36 individual points for Kurri Kurri after that. He might have a few tattoos on him, but boy, that's what's probably getting him across the line. Nobody wants to tackle him. It's intimidating, those tattoos, especially as you can see there, Morgan on the thighs.
Oh, he can do anything, Mitch Cullen. He probably drove the bus to the ground today. He's like Corey Parker mixed with Sean Johnson. A very multi-talented man.
He's got his MR licence, or do you think he's driving the HR bus?
That's a good question. I don't know.
We'll find out as the day goes on. This is Campton. Another one of the veterans. There's not much splitting Campton and also Daniel Abraham. Time off here. We might go in and have a listen to the referee.
Hey, cool. Listen, Michael, we're just going to wait for the play the ball. We can't have an unfair advantage. You held him down. We can't have an unfair advantage. He made a play. That's why we've stopped. Just wait.
Nice insight there from the mouth of John Taylor. Just letting everybody know why there was a stoppage in play there. This is Justin Peter King.
I heard an accusation of the dreaded chicken wing there, but Justin Peterkin already. He's only been on the field a few minutes, but that bust that he made a couple of minutes ago got the roll on for Kurri to score the try. He can do a bit of damage on his day.
4, stand up again. 4.
That's the fourth tackle, as you can hear. They're going to kick inside the 40. Wyborn kicking it right down to Diallo. Picked up the first try after 4 minutes here today at the Graveyard in stunning fashion. You get the chance throughout the week to check out the highlights or even the replay of that match.
2, Justin.
You'll be absolutely in delight with how he was able to get to the ball and get over that line. We've seen an error here from the Scorpions here, Morgan. So opportunity now before half-time.
Yeah, common sense prevailed there. That was a candidate for worst play the ball ever. Dear, oh dear. I thought they were going to let it go, but as I say, common sense prevailed. Good opportunity for Kurri here, 10-6 down with 6 minutes to go. If they can jam another one on them, they'll be very pleased to go in at half-time level.
So it's the middle of winter, but as we go to the replay, it's a fairly nice day. A winter's day here, nudging 20 degrees. Maybe it's the calm before the storm from the skies above, and is it the calm before the storm from the Bulldogs? If they can get their act together leading into half-time. A close one, isn't it? 10 points to 6 on the Bar TV scoreboard. This is round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League. As I said, there's not much splitting these teams. Campton. Hyde gets off him. Now to Cullen. See you. This is Abraham losing it though, is Walker.
Yeah, disappointing for Kurri there. That was a good bit of play, bit of second phase. And if Walker's able to catch him past that, they had the numbers to the right. So Macquarie have probably dodged one there. We're very, very close at Kurri, aren't we? It's one of those grounds. There's not much room between the touchline and the fence. It's one of the best views one of the best views around.
Would you like to go over the fence? You're only about 2 feet from where I am.
Well, Peter, I'm told that in days gone by, if the people out there on the fence over on the other side of the ground weren't happy with the linesman, you'd see old ladies leaning over with the umbrella and giving him a clout across the nose. So it's a bit of an occupational hazard here.
Do they frame those umbrellas?
Well, I don't think it happens anymore. I think you'd probably get a live ban for doing it now.
Good now.
They might just bring their prodding sticks instead.
3. Leave it.
Who knows? It is Kurri Kurri.
3.
We love coming to Kurri Kurri.
Yeah, you say that. I didn't love coming here. It was intimidating playing for the Cessnock under 8s, never mind first grade.
5. Here we go, Kurri. Play on.
Here's the kick. Subner.
Onside.
Towering kick.
15.
Manton.
Good take, good take.
That's late.
Pressure take. Made it look easy. 12 metres out from his own goal line. The defence is coming through from Moran. Along there assisting was Young Key. So we've only got 3.5 minutes to go here in the match to kick off the split round of round 10. Of course, round 10 will feature again next week. Round 10 is split into 2, and what a cracker we've got next week coming up at Harker Oval between the Western Suburbs Rosellas taking on Lakes United. That match will be broadcasted by the man that was just talking about the umbrellas in Morgan Campbell. Here's the kick now, last tackle. Terrence CU, little chip and chase. Can he get it back? That's what his intention was. But his intention couldn't quite come true. And that's tackle 1, and the Scorpions are on their back. And of course, the man on his back, it's Randall Briggs.
Yeah, Randall Briggs over there. I think I might have called him Royce Jeffrey earlier, but he's a big, powerful runner. He's got the gig out in the centres today. He's been making a bit of a difference coming off the bench from Macquarie. So with 80 minutes of him, he might be able to do a fair bit there as well.
This is a danger tackle. Well, danger set of 6. That was a danger tackle.
Yeah. Nostradamus.
Thank you. What do they call that? ESP? Extra sensory? Yeah. Got something when I thought I probably didn't have much at all. Look at this. Toughening up. Kurri knowing that this is dangerous. They can't allow them to score any more points going into half-time. Here's the kick, dribbling towards the touchline. Manton gets the favourable bounce and comes into the shoulder there of Matt Hay, who's the attacking weapon on the wing for the Macquarie Scorpions. Now, back through the middle of the park again. This is Brock Harmer.
Yeah, a few tired people coming back here for Kurri. I know they're 4 points behind, but they might be looking for the sheds here. 90 seconds to go.
Kurri, just when you thought Macquarie might have had the last sniff, they're on the prowl. This is Abraham. He offloads it. Walters. Briggs has got him over the top. Fourth tackle, 45 metres away. Centre of the field, back to Peter King. 1 minute to go, got to pass away. Cullen still on 4, giving it back. It's play on. Terrence, you better run, champion. Here he goes. He's darting, he's weaving. Now he's wrapped up. Probably one of the edgiest players in the squad too. He's very edgy and has a good haircut as well. Back to Walker, giving it away to Harmer. He'll kick. Where's the chasers? Macquarie might have lost the ball there. I think Hay has come up with the fumbles.
He certainly has. Brock Harmer's just managed to save his kicking licence there with that knock on from the Macquarie player. And they're going to try and pack this scrum and get on with it here. They've got 35 seconds to try and put another try on.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have.
I don't know quite why it held up like it did there with Terrence CU. There might have been a phantom siren coming out of the old boys' shed or something.
Well, this is it right now, Morgan, on the replay. Just have a look at this. It came away to Walker. He found Harmer. He wanted to go himself, but he thought, no, I'll kick it. But then Hay has just come up with the fumbles. So 10 metres away. There's 36 seconds to go in the match in the first half. The home side are down by 4. Is that going to stay that way for much longer? The ball stays into the scrum for an eternity. Cullen's got it. Away to CU. He says the Manton, you better go away and take it because it went flying over my head. Speaking of Terrence, he'll get the ball now. He's got it. He gives it away to Cullen. He offloads the ball, keeping it alive. Great hands. Harmer, he'll go over, will he? Can he reach out? He's over the line, but he's held up. He may even be short. The siren's gone in the background. Last tackle away to Terrence. He'll kick for his winger. The winger's out there somewhere. He'll go up. Oh no. He's come down with it, and Macquarie will end the match in the first half with a bit of enterprising play coming the way of the Bulldogs. So we go to Oranges here at the Graveyard. A fascinating Newcastle Rugby League match. Macquarie leading by 10 points to 6. Campbell, what do you think about that, Morgan?
Well, I think that the last 10 seconds of the first half was an absolute circus, but apart from that, it's been a very, very entertaining game. Both sides, as we predicted, chucking it around, trying to score points. And in the end, remarkably, quite a low-scoring affair. But either side can grab this in the second half, and both of them need to. It's going to be a ripper.
Okay, stay with us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back to the Graveyard on the other side of this break. At half-time, Macquarie leading Kurri by 10 points to 6.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.
Australia's leading sports organisations have made a pledge to tackle youth binge drinking.
Now when you're watching your favourite sports, like football,
Swimming
basketball,
Netball,
and athletics.
you'll see this logo.
it's all about coming together to have a positive influence on our drinking culture.
We're strong enough to say enough.
And you can be too.
Back your judgment.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Be the influence.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
Here they come. Shortly, back onto the field. Macquarie leading by 10 points to 6. Here they come right now. Floor manager's just gone in and gave the tap to the trainers to say, get them back out here onto the field because we want to get this game underway. It's going to be an absolute enthralling second 40, especially if the first 40 is anything to go by. They come out of the John Sattler stand. Adam Bettridge is just coming back. Of course, he's wearing the Macquarie Scorpions
I don't know what I'm doing.
shirt this year. Adam, come here for a minute.
He's already told me.
Mate, 10 points to 6. What did he say at half time?
Oh, he just wants to be honest in defence, mate, and roll out of our sets, coming out of our line and push forward with plenty of energy and get plenty of energy around the ball. Pretty pleased with our defence and our discipline. You know, 2 penalties is good for us, but long way to go here.
Thanks, mate. Adam Bettridge there, the assistant coach up there with Barrymore for the Macquarie Scorpions. Doesn't come much live, much more exclusive than that. Coming straight out of the shed, straight into our Bar TV bunker and letting you, the viewers, know exactly what Barrymore had to say. Here we go, 40 down, 40 to go. Macquarie Scorpions, as I mentioned, 10 points to 6 here on Kurri Kurri's home soil. The second half is underway. Morgan, what are you anticipating for the next 40 minutes?
Well, it'll be very interesting to see what happens here. I think it's going to be the same story as it was in the round 3 catch-up. The team that holds the ball better and the team that makes more makes their tackles, they'll win the game.
This is what they needed. Good offloads in the past. And this will continue into the future. This is Wyborn. Giving it away this time to Harmer. Briggs collects him over the top, along with Noble. About to advance it past their own 40-metre line. Campton spinning.
Surrender!
But Chris Hyde says, come back here, Mr. Veteran, and I'll put you into the ground. Inside the 40 is the kick. Going away from Cantor. Picks it up on his own in-goal area. He's got space to room. Running towards the 20. And who is there in his tracks? It's Ryan Walker. Of course, Ryan Walker is the second highest point scorer for the Kurri Kurri Bulldogs. If you want to know who the first one is, it's Mitch Cullen, who has got 36 individual points coming into this clash. For Macquarie, of course, led by Barry Moore. Barry's been with the club for a number of years now. And, of course, we always love Barry's approach to the game of rugby league, but he would love nothing more to come up here to Kurri Kurri and take away the 2 competition points. There's a lost ball out there in front of the Johnny Sattler stand here, Morgan. Kurri will come away with it, 5 out from the halfway line.
Well, this is exactly the sort of thing I was talking about. If you give the opposition the ball, they're both good attacking teams, they're going to hurt you. So Kurri can start from a very good position here.
Well, in the first half, they had to wait 5 minutes. If we can cast our minds back to the first 5 minutes of the match, it was all Macquarie. And they'll be loving their start to the second 40 right here. They've only had to have waited 90 seconds.
Biggest 5'8" in the history of rugby league, do you think? Justin Peterkin there off the scrum?
He'd be up there, wouldn't he?
He'd make the semi-finals.
Could well be. Maybe that's another award we have to have for the Tui's presentation night.
Yep,
we might
like
have to start reinventing the wheel, maybe. Morgan?
Yeah, I don't mind that. Most out-of-place forward, maybe, something like that.
Maybe that's a separate show for Bar TV as we count down towards the grand final. Here's the first penalty of the second half coming the way to the home side.
Well, in 3 minutes, Macquarie have come out and dropped the ball and given away a penalty. I think it would be a little bit obvious to say not the start the coach would have wanted.
And don't forget, we'd love your views. We'd love your take on this match. You, the viewer, make sure you get in contact with us here in the Bar TV commentary box. Hashtag Bar TV. Hop onto Twitter and get in contact with myself and Morgan. Back to Walker, looking for his 9th try of 2015. Comes away this time to the charging Peter King. He's wrapped up there from Gallen. Back to Wyborn. This is CU. Away to Cullen. He goes himself. It's been backslammed into the ground there. Only 2 metres away from the Macquarie line. Trailing by 4. Wyborn. Back to Campton. Gallen's got him. Building pressure. Here's the kick into the end goal area. There's a collision. And the ball had to be kicked dead by Cantor. Goal line dropout coming up for the Scorpions.
Well, Roy Keane would have been proud of that. A bit of a slide tackle in the end to clear that into touch or over the dead ball line. But they got away with one there. That was a lottery.
Well, this is it on the replay. Cantor, luckily he got back there. Terence CUC was coming across.
Doesn't really matter.
He was just able to put the foot out and slide it off the toe of the boot over towards the in-goal area and out. So the kick goes 40 metres on the fly, and they storm back into the defensive line. Up towards the 30-metre line they come. They'll play the ball back now. Which way will it come again? Back to Manton. He finds Isaac Briggs. This is Wyborn. Away to Peter King.
That's his 5th run in this half already, Justin Peterkin.
A workhorse. Not about to stop here.
It's all good.
This is Harmer.
Release 4. Play on.
Wyborn goes from dummy half. Can he spin? Can he get it down? He's held up over the line. And that was only the
Brendan, grab him back there. 10 metres. We need Marcus.
4th tackle. May even be the 3rd. So we'll have a play the ball here on the 10. And it'll be 10 metres away from the Macquarie Scorpions line. The Bulldogs playing it back. CU. Kicking it into the in-goal area. This is more pressure for Macquarie. Another goal line dropout. What a start from the Bulldogs. It's been all them after 6 minutes here in round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League.
Forcing dropouts. This is going to be 18 tackles in a row Macquarie are going to have to make. In fact, it'll be more than that because Curry got the first dropout on the back of a penalty. So this is going to be very testing for Macquarie's stamina early in the second half.
Well, pinpoint kicks, aren't they? Here's the kick from underneath the sticks. 40 metres on the fly. Walker giving it back to Gilmore. Winds up. And Gallen from the Scorpions in there. Back to Campton. He's straight through. 10 metres away. Here come the Bulldogs. CU. Abraham. Palming, weaving, losing it. He's lost the football. Cole right underneath his own sticks. Macquarie come away with it through Cantor, 10 metres out from their own goal line.
Yeah, big moment that. Macquarie, they held on. 3 sets in a row there from Curry and couldn't come up with anything. Big moment in the game.
This is Matt Hay. They'll be looking to give it out to him as much as they can. On the wing, this is Isaac Briggs. Hay, he is also no stranger to the try line in 2015. Picked up a number of tries as well. Along with his centre man, who'll be featuring later in this set of 6 in Vivali Eli. He's the highest point scorer for the Scorpions. So they're the go-to men, like this man, inside the 40 off the boot of Moran. It's play on, says Taylor. The fullback is with it. This is Manton. As I mentioned at the top, he picked up 3 tries last week in their 34-28 victory against Lakes United. So the Bulldogs looking for 2 in a row here coming after 80 minutes. Can they do it? We've got 32 minutes in the match remaining until we're able to find the answer of that question out. Young Keys in there from the Scorpions along with Gallen. Now to Cullen. He finds Abraham. This is Walters. Walters is slicing his way through. Briggs hanging on desperately. Abraham back to CU. Little kick into between the in-goal area. Looking for Manton. He can't come down with it. Cullen can, and Cullen scores, which will be a Bulldogs try. He awards a try, John Taylor. We're locked up at 10-all in the Newcastle Rugby League with a kick to come from right underneath the posts.
What a ripper of a kick from Terence Seyu. If you can find the grass under the goalpost, you're always a chance of getting the bounce. And he made that a lottery. Manton had a swipe at it as he came flying through, and it was left there for Mitch Cullen. I told you he was multi-talented, Pete. He's going to kick this goal as well. And Kurri are going to find themselves 12-10 in front here with half an hour to go, with the crowd starting to get behind them.
That's his second try in 2015. Mitch Cullen, he'll be looking to convert his own try as we take a look at the replay here. Well, Terence Seyu, we know he's had a lot of NRL experience. He's played for the Knights, top grade. He's played New South Wales Cup. He's also come across from Maitland and Cessnock, and now in 2015 with the Kurri Kurri Bulldogs. And Mitch Cullen, the highest point scorer at the club this year, right in front of the goal posts, the blue crossbar, the blue stripe. He'll be hoping to bang this between and send the ball flying as far as he can back towards the Southern Hill. He does exactly that. So Kurri are back into the lead. 12 points to 10. 10 minutes gone, second half.
I don't know if you can notice this, Peter, but the 4 o'clock chill is in. It's just swept across the ground. The temperature's dropped about 5 degrees in the last couple of minutes, I reckon.
Spot on. We might have a few showers later in the match. I think definitely later on here in the night they expect a wild winter weekend here in Newcastle and up through the coalfields. But let's just pray that the next 29 minutes will be a dry contest. Not so dry over there in the old boys' shed right now. Tui's flowing off the bar, one of the sponsors, the major sponsor in 2015 like they have for many a year. Here in the Newcastle Rugby League competition. And where would we be without sponsors in our great game? Here's Seyu off the right boot, looking for a 40-20. Cantor goes back and cuts it off. The ball angled back in towards the centre of the field. And Damien Walters is there. Now the first try scorer of the match. This is Diallo taking it towards his own 40-metre line. Quick play the ball. Scorpions on a roll. Shamidal taking it over the halfway line. Bennett's wrapped him up. Plays the ball on tackle number 3. The Kurri Kurri supporters getting behind their side here in defence as we see them charging forward. This is Swadling. Quick play the ball back to Hyde. Giving it away to Gallen. He goes short. Jeffrey is with it. Takes a tackle there of Campton. Plays the ball. Centre of the field. Back to Hyde. Away to Sumner. Kicking it away from Manton. He's coming through on Man and Sumner. There's going to be pressure coming through. He's got a wall of defence in front of him. He can't get back into the field of play. Goal line dropout coming up here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, there you go again. Andrew Sumner. He's a pretty clever little kicker of the ball, and there wasn't a great deal on there. There was nothing to say that you'd get a dropout from that position, but he found the grass and gave them a chance. And sure enough, here's Kurri on the turnaround, having now to defend their own line.
Well, Michael Moran, 26 individual points after round 10 of the competition. The kick's a good one. Finds Matt Jeffrey, and the prop, the hard-hitting prop in defence, is also a workaholic in attack. Takes it to the 30-metre line. Allen. He says, Jeffrey, what you can do, I might be able to do better. He gains another 10 metres for the Scorpions. Trailing by 2, the away side. Comes away to Moran. Cantor. Overlap. Hay. Stepping. Weaving. And Bennett stops him in his tracks. Back to Moran. This is Gallen. Looking for options. Bennett was the only option to take him into the turf. This is Sumner. This is Moran. This is Young Key stepping. One-on-one tackle effective. It had to have been by Campton. Last tackle. Moran kicking. They got it back. Can they get over? No, they can't. Penalty. It was in front of the kicker to the Kurri Kurri Bulldogs. But I'd like to have a look at that on the replay. He said that he was in front of the kicker. What do you think, Morgan?
I think Curry are very, very lucky there because somebody up in the line just stuck a foot out at that ball and put it right into the hands of Blake Gallen, and they weren't far away at all. Here's the replay. As you see, it came across here. Moran put the little kick in, and there goes the...
Spot on.
Yeah, the foot there from the 10, Brock Gilmore, and he's very lucky that Gallen didn't go under the posts.
2, Isaac! 2.
Well, a titanic battle unfolding right here before our very own eyes. And right before your very own smart screen or your iPad or your PC screen, wherever you're taking this coverage. I know the coverage is live in the Macquarie Scorpions Club, the Toronto Workers Club at the moment out at Toronto. They'd be glued to this physical encounter. This is Walker. He's straight through. He comes to the fullback. He gives it away to Smith. And that's the second try of the second half for the Bulldogs. Well, they've carved in the ribbons down that eastern touchline.
Yeah, it's Ryan Walker again. That's why they signed him, because he loves to run the ball, and he threw the dummy and was big and strong and quick there, and that had enough wherewithal to throw the pass, and Kyle Smith was never going to get stopped from there. There was a bit of anxiety about the put down at first because the Macquarie defenders got over there quickly, but that's a big try for Curry, and they've opened up a bit of a gap now, especially if Cullen puts the kick over.
Well, just keep an eye on the pass. That's what set it up. We'll roll it here from the 40-metre line on the Bar TV replay. It was good work here from Ryan Walker, who sliced through. It came down to Cantor. Cantor in two minds and running away to score the try. Only knows that way to do it, and that is Kyle Smith. He scored 2 tries last week against Lakes. And another one to his personal tally. And the crowd absolutely love it here at the graveyard. As I mentioned, over 2,000 fanatics,
well, they've got
parochials, locals.
That old boys stand over there, they've got Sky Channel on, and I reckon any of them who were watching the races rather than the game, they've probably all turned around now.
Yep.
Well, speak of a comeback story. That's exactly how this script has been written after 60 minutes of play. Curry were down by 10 points to 0 after 10 minutes. And after 20 minutes of the second half, they've gone to the front by 6 at 16 points to 10. Macquarie, we know that they're a champion side. They won't switch off. They won't be intimidated by coming up here to the graveyard. That's the first thing that Barry Moore will want to ensure all the fans tuning in here, just because they're at Curry,
No starts.
won't dint their hopes. Here's the kick. It might put them off their game a little bit if the locals can rev up their home side. But as you can see there, this is what I'm talking about.
Well, he's knocked it on. He's lost that, Peter. They've made 15 metres without the ball there, Macquarie, and then given it, and Curry have dropped it. That's a huge moment in the game.
Well, intimidation doesn't exist in Macquarie, and that's the perfect example of that. Driving them back towards their own goal line, right in front of their own boys. This is it from the kickoff. Just take a look at this. Morgan Campbell, the defence of Macquarie, absolutely brutal. Vivali Eli's in there, and also Matt Hay. Matt Hay says, come here. We'll show you how to tackle one-on-one.
Big lift too, you can see the Macquarie players. They know it's a big moment, they're patting each other on the back, they're up for this now.
Well, plays like that lift the entire 13 that's around him. Let's see if they can turn it into 4 points here. Trailing, aren't they? By 16 points to 10. Second tackle, penalty. We could see that coming a mile away.
Yep.
Now, if you're the Curry fans or the Curry players, Morgan, you wouldn't want the occasion maybe to get in the way for them as well. Back it comes now to the 16, and this is Noble. He's wrestled into the ground, get told to stand up, and that's exactly what he does do. Subners with it, great pass back on the inside. Only a metre away is where they'll find Swaddling playing it back to Hyde. Giving it away now to Moran. He offloads the pass. This is Schmidl. He's got a good offload at him at times, but maybe not so today. He's dropped the football right in front of the Kurri Kurri goalpost. Listen to the crowd. They're going nuts.
Well, Schmidl's been like the big kid in the under-10s today. Every time he's run the ball, he's done a bit of damage, but this time they got hold of him, and as he tried to force the offload, it wasn't on. The ball goes to ground. And, well, Matt Hay lifted Macquarie. Curry might have just lifted themselves again. This is becoming a really intense and good and hard game.
Time off here. We'll stop the clock. The atmosphere. Electric here
Sounds
at
like
the graveyard.
Sounds like there's a bit of yap in the scrum here, a bit of niggle.
Wide leg, with the whistle.
And a bit of coaching from the referee about how to pack a scrum.
I suppose you don't always say the atmosphere is electric at a graveyard, but when you're talking about rugby league and the Newcastle Rugby League, it's not the dead centre of Kurri Kurri here.
There are thunderstorms predicted for this afternoon, so you never know.
Wait.
Hear the impact right there. The forwards battling it out. An intense game. Newcastle Rugby League at its best. This is Walker. Dangerous. He knew there, with all his experience, he didn't want to offload the pass. Wrapped up there by Schmidl. Away to Gilmore.
Great run.
Inspirational run there to the halfway line. They work the commentary side. Here's the kick off the boot of Cullen. Banging it down there to our man who was the scorer for the first time in Malik Diallo. Welcome to the graveyard, Mr. Diallo. He's giving away a penalty here today, Taylor. Let's go in and have a listen.
Looked like a high shot, Peter.
Yeah. Just telling him to keep it down here, our man with the whistle in Taylor.
Easy enough to do, just stick the arm out when he was beaten for pace a little bit.
As you can hear there, Let's go Malik, roll him up. That's his inspirational words of advice from his teammates. Look out here, we're coming for the football.
Red line.
Jeez,
well done, Bob. Bob knows how to catch the ball.
I fancied that for a minute, Pete, but I just couldn't. I would have ripped the microphone out. That's the excuse I'm running with.
It would have blew. Oh, have a look at this.
It's winding up.
It is winding up. Let's see how far they can wind the clock up. Charging their way down to the 40-metre line. An intense battle, an intense crowd, an enthralling rugby league match, and it's right here on Bar TV. This is Schmidl. He's away. He'll score. Schmidl down to the post.
The big kid's back. Josh Schmidl.
16-14 with a kick to come. 2 tries for Schmidl over Central last week. But he scored the most important one possibly for Macquarie here today. 2-point ball game, 20 to go.
Well, that's normal service resumed. That's the damage he's been doing for most of the season, and certainly to Curry today. He dropped the ball with his last run. That might have fired him up a little bit. That was a great charge, and they couldn't get a glove on him.
So that's the PA announcement. Normal services have resumed. This is it on the replay. This is not normal. This is unbelievable. Look at this run by Schmidl. He went straight through, carved them up, backed his own ability. I don't know where Manton was, but he wasn't at the back for the Bulldogs. And Kurri Kurri's CU loves to just have a chat to the referee. And let's talking of CU. Let's go in and have a listen to him now.
If he comes forward, I'll pull it up and go push him back.
He's just having a chat there to John Taylor.
Over it, mate.
But the moment belongs to Schmidl. Now the moment belongs to the goal kicker in Thiessen Vivali Eli, the centre 3/4.
Thought it was just me, but
the highest point scorer for the Scorpions in 2015. 4 tries, he's kicked nearly 10 goals. He's well over 30 points. And as we look over there to the Johnny Sattler stand, the Kurri Kurri locals looking at this kick go between the posts. So the try is converted. We've got a tight game. Doesn't come much tighter in any contest in sport than a locked-up result. 16 all with 16 minutes to go, Morgan Campbell.
Beautifully poised, this game. It's really starting to warm up. Not only is it all tied up on the scoreboard, but they're starting to get at each other a bit. There's a bit of comment. There's a bit of niggle in the tackles, bit of push and shove. This is just starting to really bubble away. It's got a bit of a finals feel about it with 15 to go.
Yeah, this is going to go right down to the 80th minute. Stay with us right here on Bar TV. Round 10 of the competition. This will bring up penalty.
14.
Penalty going to the Scorpions. Let's go in and have a listen. Peter Cronin was over the top.
Just follow me, over here.
Calling over CUCU and meet Peter Cronin here.
Just listen to me. Just no. Oh, don't. No. You're probably third man in, but you still got him up here. Yeah. That's pretty poor form, okay? Okay. Let's just tie it up.
They might ask for a free interchange here.
Well, as you could hear there, they might ask for a free interchange here. So that's the incident there.
It's a pretty crook tackle over the top there from Peter Cronin. They're already two in it, and he comes right over the top and gets him right across the bridge of the nose. It's a pretty nasty one.
That's Terrence CUCU.
There is one on offer.
Is that rain? Oh, look out. I thought we might beat it, but we've missed out by about 15 minutes. Peter. It's. I should mention as well, it's been bubbling away all day here as this game starts to get a bit tetchy, because in reserve grade it got close to a 7-a-side game at one stage. They had 2 blokes sent off for Macquarie and a sin bin, and 1 sin binning for Kurri. So at one stage it was 10 on 12 in reserve grade. So there's been a bit of bitterness between the two clubs all day.
And this is the weather setting in here as we take a shot of the clouds rolling in from the south as we come back down to the kick towards the Johnny Sattler stand, and they find the line 40 metres out. That picture did indicate a lot of blue sky, but right behind us here, very, very dark clouds coming in towards the Cessnock region. So we've got 15 minutes to go here in the Newcastle Rugby League. Stay with us. Anybody's ball game. Moran giving it away to Cantor. This is Vivali Eli looking for his 5th try. Wasn't coming there. Now to Moran. Away to Gallen. Up in your face defence there from Cronin.
He brings that aggression to the Kurri side every time he's on the field.
Go.
The crowd getting involved. Hyde goes for a run. Gallen, good ball. Out the back to Noble. Even better ball. Sumner's under the post. Sumner scores for the Scorpions.
What a bit of football that was. There were some great passes there. Gallen had to be good enough to throw one, and then it was the big 16 coming through, young Noble. And then he was good enough to throw a high pass to Randall Briggs, who took it very cleanly and got it away to Sumner. Great football from Macquarie throwing the ball around.
A brilliant catch, as you're about to see here on the Bar TV replay coming up. 14 to go as Macquarie have their noses back in front. By 4 with the kick to come.
He knows I'm dagging him.
Thanks to Vivali Eli. Take a look at this. Lead up work from the Scorpions right here. Gallen instrumental. Good offload. Away to Noble. Even better take by that crafty 5'8" in Andrew Sumner.
Yeah, Noble had to take it from behind. He had to turn around and take the ball. Sumner had to reach up and grab it. Very, very good skills from both those players. And the game, how the game's turned. Kurri looked to be rolling all over Macquarie a few minutes ago. But all of a sudden, Macquarie are back in front.
Here's the kick. About to be placed on the kicking tee from that man on screen. Teeson Vivali Eli. He's been with the Scorpions for a number of years. Brilliant goal kicker. He's knocked over 10 goals this year. As I mentioned, 4 tries to his effort. Can he knock another one over? Yes, he can. Macquarie, after 26 minutes of the second half, they're leading by 6, but is it enough?
Well, all of a sudden there's a few points in the game as well. Starting to get a bit open in the middle of the park. And the forwards are running some good lines, so there's probably plenty of points left in the game.
With John Taylor.
No starts.
Joining the commentary team. As you can hear him.
Good.
With our live mic here in round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League. You can hear his heartbeat in the background. That's how revved up John Taylor is with the whistle. 12 metres away from their own goal line. The Scorpions. Heavy stuff there from Cullen.
2. It's all good. It's all good. They let him go.
Charging again towards the 40-metre line they come.
3.
That's the third tackle, as you can hear from the dulcet tones of our man with the whistle. They are about to take it to the halfway line and go even further. They're lining up to score this one. Where's Terrence? He'll have to get to the football. And that's exactly what he had to do before Andrew Sumner cleaned him up.
Well, I'd love to see the replay of that, but I reckon that might have been a bit hasty to stick that on the boot. They had them shot to bits there, Macquarie. I reckon the hands might have done it.
Well, Sumner's been in everything. Here he is again in defence along there with Michael Moran. You can hear them revving up each other. As I say, it's been an enthralling battle. Now we see a penalty to the Bulldogs right in front of the old boys stand. This is it on the replay here, Morgan. Take a look at this run.
Yeah, Schmiedel again, just too big and strong running back inside, and he sticks the boot on it when he had 2 coming through to on his inside. Probably not the right decision. And again, another one is kicking licence might be under scrutiny from the match review
You
panel
just
through the
hear,
week.
Morgan, the support that is going to come from the fans to get their boys back into this match right now. A great atmosphere here in round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League, that is for sure. Back it comes to Walker. He now finds Stevens. He offloads it back to Wyborn. He wasn't held. It's play on. Back to Gilmore. Wasn't expecting it, Gilmore. And he's going to be crunched in the tackle. They're 38 metres away from the Macquarie Scorpions line. Comes back to Wyborn. He cuts out one. He finds Cullen. He finds Manton. Manton takes on Sumner. He's still going, and he's going to be drapped up about 25 metres out from the Macquarie Scorpions line. That's the third tackle now for the Bulldogs. Here they come, the home side, charging their way forward. This is Cullen. He'll play the ball back now, getting off him slowly. Can they hang on here, Macquarie? Great pass out wide. Look for Terrence. He's got it. Look for Walker. He's even got it from Terrence. He offloads the pass. Back to Bennett. He'll kick it in the in-goal area. Pressure. They're not going to get back into the field of play. That's how you do it. They're going to get a line drop out here. The Bulldogs, they'll get the ball back. Macquarie hanging on desperately, Morgan Campbell.
Certainly a good bit of recovery there in the in-goal, but a lovely bit of play. It was out the back here from Stevens, and then CU and Walker, but he was able to keep the ball alive. Very dangerous situation, and not a bad kick in the end from the 3 over there, Tim Bennett. So they'll be able to set up camp again here, 10 minutes to go. Championship rounds now for Kurri.
This is the Newcastle Rugby League at its best. Here's the kick from Cantor. He knows he's got to send it deep. And he's done exactly that. This is Gilmore winding himself up. Charging back onto the ball. Back to Stevens. He winds himself around Chris Hyde. And also Blake Gallen. Plays the football back. They're on the attack. There's a high shot. Referee said nothing in it. 2 metres out from the goal line. Where will it come now? It comes back this time to Cullen. Away to Terrence. CU. It's 22 points to 16 here with 9 minutes to go. Here at the graveyard, Macquarie forcing the error, forcing the football free. As you said there, Morgan, the ball just spilling out. Time off here with 8:46 on the clock to go.
Well, there was a bit of civil unrest there when the high tackle came in. I was very surprised not to see a penalty there for Kurri. And they've ended up dropping the ball. Time starting to tick away. Bit of a factor here. 8 minutes 45.
Jay, you'll have to go, mate.
Have a listen to the ref.
Stop that.
He's just telling Jay Stevens he's got to go off. He's got a bit of claret. He's got to go away to the touchline and be treated out the back.
Just wait, guys. We're going to get a man
He's
off.
just saying we're just got to wait, halt this scrum until we have an interchange player coming back off to the bench, and I think you'll find the veteran Campton's about to replace Jay Stevens here, Morgan.
Yeah, only the 8th interchange they've used, Curry. Only the 8th interchange they've used, Curry. And, lovely.
Well, it brings excitement to the telecast, doesn't it?
Bring together.
We've got everything here this afternoon. It looks like it's clearing up from the skies above. There wasn't much in that, Morgan. You can put your umbrella down now. Morgan's off to the
Yeah, I'm going straight to Perisher after
snowfields after this.
I came prepared.
Better luck, boys.
Morgan's a mystery man. You never know where he ends up after Newcastle Rugby League games, do we? But let's stick with this. This is Michael Subner putting the ball in. There's a few mystery men in the Newcastle Rugby League. Now away this time. Good tackle. You need deal. This is Walker. Back it comes now to the 20-metre line. Rugby League. It's fast, it's furious, and it's live, and it's exclusive right here on the home of Newcastle Rugby League, Bar TV.
Stand up, Michael.
Abraham along there. Kicking out of the tackle. Nothing wrong with that.
Inside.
Hyde. Inside the 40. It's gone out on the full. He's kicked it out on the full, so this will give the Bulldogs a chance. 40 metres out from the Scorpions' goal line with 8 minutes to go. 6-point ball game. What an absolute ripper.
Well, that's a bad blue from Chris Hyde there. Jumped out of dummy half. He was going for another 40-20, but in the end, he's done more harm than good and set Curry up for another attack here. I think with 7.5 minutes to go, 6 points behind, they're getting into must-score territory. They might not get many more chances.
They won't want to give away many more penalties as well. Oh, hello! Intercepted! Moran's away! The foot race is on! He gives it away! Vivali Eli! We'll talk about one end of the field to the other. Comes back this time now to Noble. He slices through. He's gone straight through. He'll run all the way back to Macquarie. He's under the post. Well, talk me through that. That was unbelievable.
I think what happened there, Peter, is Terence CUCU came flying up like a bus trying to belt him, and he missed. And there was a big gap for him to stroll through, like he was walking along Newcastle Wharf on a Sunday morning there. It was, I think if we look at the replay, Terence CUC came flying up and got completely stepped.
Well, that's guttering from the Bulldogs. As we have a look at here on the replay.
Here he comes, ready? Whee, he missed.
Straight through.
Had an air swing.
Terence CUCU. He got his spikes caught up there. Didn't want to tackle. The inspirational man off the bench. And Jordan Noble. But that try came off the back of that intercept right down on the goal line of the Scorpions. And just when you thought the Bulldogs, I guess, Morgan, were going to put something special on, the dynamics of the game changed very quickly indeed.
Yeah, what a turning point. You can see there's a few heads dropped there for Curry behind the try line. They were on the attack. They were setting up to try and win the game. And with one pass, that's probably about game over now. 26-16 with 6 minutes to go. How quickly things can go sour with one errant pass and a bit of quick thinking from Mick Moran.
Well, the Bulldogs still trying to figure out in the background what happened. Dismayed. Terence CU. Scratching his head, thinking, what happened? Here's the kick, Macquarie. Add the extras. 28 points to 16 with 5 minutes remaining here. It's round 10 of the Newcastle Rugby League. Well, next weekend, of course, the matches, they just become bigger, better, faster and furious as the competition goes on, doesn't it? Bar TV, next week we're off to Harker Oval. Western Suburbs Rosellas taking on Lakes United. That'll be at 3 o'clock next Sunday afternoon.
Stand up!
As we continue our countdown towards grand final day coming out of Hunter Stadium in 2015 for the first time.
Wait for it. Go.
The end of an era in Newcastle Rugby League. Going away for the traditional number 1 sports ground.
10, stand up, 3.
If you're thinking of coming along, make sure you take the venture out to Hunter Stadium. It'll be a big day of rugby league starting around 10 o'clock. And if you're in a state or can't make it to Hunter Stadium, Bar TV will be there. We'll have all the cameras from every angle watching the clash. And then, of course, the Illawarra Rugby League. Here's the field goal. No way. Move to the left. This is Moran. Trying to go for a field goal, but he couldn't get it, and this is Manson here. Morgan bringing it back off his own 10-metre line. But don't forget, the grand final last Sunday in September, Hunter Stadium. Grand final will kick off at 3 o'clock. We'll have live and uninterrupted telecast through the entire game. All the grades will be covered, from first grade to the reserve grade to the open clash. September, mark that down. Don't we love that time of the year? And then the NRL Grand Final on the first Sunday in October.
Outside.
Here's a little chip and chase coming up at the Scorpions. They're awake to that tactic from the Bulldogs. This is Cantor. Elusive from the back. Speed to burn. Crunching. Shot from Cullen.
Well, you mentioned September, Peter. Kurri now with this result, if it goes the way it looks like it's going to, they'll be 4 points away from the 5. So another loss, and they'll be able to book a trip to Bali in September because they shan't be in the finals. But,
just hope that volcano ash has moved away.
Yes.
3, let it go.
Well and truly on the tightrope. Now 1 more loss and they're probably on the way out.
Otherwise, they might be going to Stockton. That's still overseas here. Now to Sumner. He gives it away to Briggs. Great ball back to Cantor. 8 metres away from the goal line. Macquarie. They may not be done and dusted just yet. Hyde. Great pass. Sumner. Can he get there? Yes, he can. Individual brilliance by Andrew Sumner. He's led them well for Macquarie today, right down to the 80th minute. And of course, Morgan, we've got a man of the match voucher to give away too. The Pork Knuckle Award. Who's your Pork Knuckle man of the match today in this encounter?
Pork Knuckle man of the match. What a wonderful innovation that is. I tell you what, I hope these blokes knew about that, because if I knew I was a chance of getting a Pork Knuckle, I'd put in another 10%.
You think
but, you'll have to give me a couple of minutes to mull over that one, but Sumner will be right there in the reckoning.
All right, well, you can mullow over your pork, and we'll go to the replay, and once you swallow it, we'll come back to you, Morgan. Here's the little play. Brilliant stuff. Look at this. I think we'll have another look and then we'll come up to Morgan. But look at this little nuggeting run. Showed it one way. Big left foot step, and Abraham couldn't get the nuggeting little 5'8" from Andrew Sumner. Well, have you been able to digest your pork?
I have indeed. I reckon, and he might be sick of pork by now because it's probably not the first time he's won one of these awards. I think you'd have to give it to Josh Schmiedel today. He's been the man when it counted. When the game was getting away from Macquarie, a couple of big charges from him turned it back in their favour. And all but once, he did some damage when he had the ball. There was one time he dropped it, but apart from that, he's had spiders on him all day. And so I think he's the man that'll be heading to Das Hundhaus and having a cheap meal this week.
No, they won't.
$50 voucher. Here's the kick. Looks okay. Can he bring it back around? Just to the left-hand side of the post. So the try unconverted there. On the top try scorer and the goal kicker, Teeson Vivali Eli for the Macquarie Scorpions. 1 minute 15 to go on the Bar TV scoreboard. Macquarie 32, Kurri 16. As we have a look at the top 5, how it will look after the completion of this match. West still on top on 14. Cessnock in second place on 13. Macquarie now go to equal 4th with Souths. So they'll be locked up at 10 points apiece. And of course, Cessnock still have that.
Held!
Well, not Cessnock do as well, but Souths have that game in hand.
Just play the ball.
As we stretch out round 10 across not just this weekend, but also next weekend.
Yeah, we're waiting here.
As we count down, as we said at the top, to the final series. The Tuies final series of 2015, not far away. pretty much
No one's holding you down.
on
You're
our
forward.
doorstep in the next 6 weeks.
Just looking at the run in here for Kurri for the rest of the season, I said they probably need to
4.
win every game. It's a tough
Let's
run.
go.
They've got
Square
West next
markers.
week, Maitland the week after. Then they've got Central and Cessnock to finish the season. They're probably going to need 4 to win 4 of 4. They've showed today that at times they're good enough to do it, but it's a tall order from here.
Well, the siren, it goes in the background. Macquarie have been able to come away with the 2 competition points after round 10 of the Newcastle Tooheys Cup by 32 points to 16. Well, Kurri, they can hold their heads high. They were in it. I don't know if the scoreboard reflected the quality of this match. It was a margin of 16 points. Kurri definitely in it all the way through to the 70th minute of this match. But that intercept pass and then the try on the back of that from Macquarie, and then a few other things that went their way in the back end of that 10th minute towards the 80th has certainly contributed to their dominant victory in the end.
Yeah, the scoreboard in no way reflects the game, because with 15 minutes to go, it was all square. But Kurri just fell away at the end there. It's been the story of their season. They've had plenty of games like this where they've been in it and showed very good form at patches, but then at other patches have thrown it away. They did it twice against Macquarie this season, and you can't, in a 14-game season, you can't be throwing away opportunities for 2 points. They could be as high as 3rd or 4th in this competition, and instead now they're starting to slip away from the pack, whereas Macquarie, with that win today, go up to 10, and I maintain what I said earlier. They can play some very nice football, and they're not to be ruled out as a chance to win this comp.
Well, the locals cheering their local side back to the pavilion, back to the dressing sheds, and they'll have a break next week, and then they'll be back into the competition the week after. As I mentioned, Bar TV, we're off to Harker Oval next Sunday. What a cracker this one's going to be, Morgan. West versus Lakes.
Counting down the days, Peter.
I'm sure you will.
It'll be a ripper.
Morgan will be taking you through that fixture next Sunday afternoon. Well, I think we'll pack up the gear and head back home, and we'll do it again soon, Morgan.
Sounds good to me. I don't have too far to travel, so that'll be nice.
Up the road you go to Cessnock.
That's it. 10 minutes in the car, lovely.
And mate, the rainbow's out here today, so you'll have to put that umbrella down and off you go up the freeway, hey? Or up the road, the dusty road.
Yeah, I won't need the hood on the jacket, so that's something.
That's it. It's warming up a bit here too. It's about 16 degrees. Fantastic. We'll batten down the hatches, ladies and gentlemen, because tomorrow we're expecting an absolute winter storm to come through. We're expecting 14, 15 degrees. So.
Yep. That'll be lovely for me and Guy Boland up in the grandstand at St John Oval, calling Cessnock and Central. Pardon me. I can't think of anything nicer than up in that tin shed with a 12-degree day. Lovely.
The hail will be a good sound effect on the roof.
Yeah, it'll sound good there.
It will be. Always good fun going out to Central Newcastle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it for our round 10 coverage here on Bar TV. We'll be back on deck, as I said, next Sunday at 3 o'clock for the big one of 2015, Wests versus Lakes. On behalf of everybody here at Bar TV, I've been Peter Jolly, assisted today by the one and only Morgan Campbell. Until next time, it's bye for now.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.